a bunch of cars, looked at Corvettes, different years, just thinking about the application, what I could use the car for, and honestly, this Camaro in charcoal, by far one of the best looking cars around. You got 4 seats, you can take people with you, which is even better. You can enjoy the car with your friends. Yeah, so that's kind of why I bought it. Love the color, has a Corvette engine, easily moddable, looks great, pays homage to the heritage of 1969. Honestly, I love it. I love the steering wheel. The interior is retro. Really can't go wrong with it, so I'm very happy with it. So the first mod I did was intake. I think that's a must. Most guys either buy it, piece it together. So what I ended up doing was buying a kit, multiple kits, building my own. So I got one intake, then I bought a 6-inch velocity stack, got my K&N filter, didn't buy the K&N kit. Honestly, the kit itself, roughly $250 the time I was done, which I think most kits online are roughly running $450. So then I followed by doing some research, and I went and got 1 7/8 long tube headers, and they're awesome. They're great. So I did stainless power headers from Stainless Works. They sound amazing. I also did the ported throttle body, which I actually did a burr and ground it out myself. You know, that took a while. That was about a couple weeks of grinding, but honestly, better than spending the money to buy a new one that's already been ported. So I did that myself. Always had ambitions to put a cam in. After doing some research, I realized that, hey, I can do the cam myself, which I ended up doing. I went on Camaro 5's website, and I followed the instructions of this one gentleman who put it together, and I put the cam myself inside in my garage, jack stands and everything. I ordered all my parts through Brian Tooley. Camshaft is ground by Cam Motion. It's a big camshaft. It's, I would say, roughly a stage 4 camshaft. Nice loop at idle, sounds great, pulls like a train above 3,000, all the way up to Redline, which is now 7,000. With the cam and all my supporting mods, I'm running 570 horsepower. Honestly, my next mod is going to be heads, which I've already anticipated I was going to do. The plan with it is heads will push this car over 600 horsepower, and looking at different heads, trick flow, Lingenfelter, CNC, or already done, I'm going to boost the compression up by putting a thinner head gasket in there, or buying a head that's already 11-to-1 compression. But these are all the things you do to get your car to be unique and different from the guy down the street that just, I like cars, but is not a true car enthusiast. I feel true car enthusiasts will put money, time, and effort into saying, this is why my car is unique. So suspension and wheels, I did niche rims on 19 inches, 285 on 4 corners, so that's similar to a 1LE setup. Suspension mods, I've done rear cradle bushings, which really stabilize the rear end. And then I've done some toe links. I have not done sway bars, that's next on the list thing to do. But I'm running EBC brake pads, and they stop phenomenally. They're EBC blue stuff. Probably my favorite thing about the car has to be the big LS3 engine. 6.2 liters, tons of grunt, it never stops pulling. It's a blast to drive. The instant power every time you're on it, changing lanes and just being aggressive with it, it looks great. So that's probably, engine's obviously the number one thing. That's why I bought the car. So some of the things I haven't talked about yet, I've done with the car, did some appearance work on it. So I've gotten rid of the chrome bezels in the rear, around the rear taillights. I think that looks really sharp. I did 4.5-inch muffler tips that are black. They look sharp. And then I smoked out all the lenses around the car, the front markers and the back markers. That just kind of gives it that aggressive look. So it being lowered, oh yeah, I didn't mention it being lowered, but hey, it's lowered. It's lowered on BMR 125s. That's what gives it the lower stance. So it actually sits 2.25 inches lower, because stock is 20. I went to 19. I also went to 230, 285, 35 profile. So the car is quite low. It sits very low. So yes, going for that Z28 1LE setup. So the car handles amazingly now. So just small upgrades on suspension, and, you know, make it a monster in the corners.